Lack of cohesive response. Morning Joe's panelists fret over Democrats' reaction to DOGE foreign funds audit. Of course, they are up in an uproar. They don't want a light shown on a lot of these leftist causes that our government just been giving millions upon millions of dollars to. And Trump said, you know what? No, I'm gonna put an end to this, and signed a bunch of executive orders, and they're gonna audit, and DOGE is gonna audit these entities that really don't put American interests first, which is a really good idea. People on the left is in an uproar about it. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna play the clips. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Caller News Foundation, and they report that panelists on Morning Joe expressed concerns Monday morning that Democrats in Congress have failed to mount a, quote, cohesive response to the Department of Government Efficiency and State Department audit of U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, foreign funds, which had previously funneled millions of taxpayer funds into promoting far-left social causes abroad. That's what I was just alluding to. What is going on with my green screen, y'all? Apologies. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, representatives from DOGE and the State Department gained access to USAID headquarters Friday night to review the agency's spending in order to align with the U.S. foreign policy after a brief standoff with employees of the agency, ABC News reported. MSNBC host Ali Vitali and panelist Jonathan Lemire both questioned if, quote, the other branch of government would counter Elon Musk's effort to shut down the $40 billion government agency. I mean, because they know they're losing a lot of money to their leftist causes. That's what this is about. But let's get to the clip here. Here we go.
You are so right on 2 points. One, this is helping our adversaries, not our allies. Also, these tariffs further alienating our allies to the point where the U.S. national anthem being booed at sporting events in Canada over the weekend. And
I don't care about that. Why do we care? So what? They booed our national anthem. Who cares? If we are putting our interests first for once. And I don't understand how these leftists, well, I do understand. They don't care about America. They don't care about Americans, and they don't care about putting the American people first. So, I mean, we finally got a president that's putting our interests first, and you got talking heads like him talking smack about it. It's crazy.
Secondly, we know what the Constitution says, and the Trump administration, though, is trying to defy it. That's sort of the point of how muddled this all is they want to confuse, and they want to say, try to stop us. We think the courts will back us up. So, Ali, the question is the other branch of government going to do anything? Elon Musk said over the weekend, well, I'm paraphrasing here, but more or less said it's easy to get work done when your opponents take the weekend off. And we have seen, first of all, a lack.
I love that. I love that.
Of cohesive response from Democrats who seem a little slow here on most issues, but also Republicans who do have majorities, who do have the ability to say, look, actually, these programs have been in place for decades. They've had
just because they've been they've been there in place for decades doesn't mean it is a good idea. Oh, no one. They're pushing this leftist agenda through these entities, and Trump has put an end to it.
Bipartisan support. There are even national security reasons to keep them going, but yet so far they seem completely muted and afraid to stand up to Trump and Musk. Is there any way that changes?
Because this is what the people voted for. That's why. We voted for this. This is what we wanted. We wanted an overhaul of government. We wanted to give the boot to the deep state. We want accountability. We want law and order. We want to close open borders. These are things that the majority of Americans voted for. That's why you don't really hear a lot of the Democrats coming out against this, because this is what we wanted.
Yeah, I mean, we started the program talking about how when power is given, people don't just willfully give it back. And yet we're watching in Congress the very central power of the purse that Congress has had forever. They're now seemingly okay, especially the majority party, with giving it over to the White House and the Trump administration on this. Look no further than the fact that Elon Musk went on X overnight, did a Spaces, held court online, and with him was Senator Joni Ernst, who was effectively backing him up when he said that he wanted to get rid of USAID. She made the point that she said we want to help starving children effectively in other countries, but that they're afraid the money is not going where it's supposed to be going. The way that USAID does its work is it funds non-governmental organizations that then funnel the money where it needs to go into any of the number of these countries that USAID helps. What Joe is talking about here is the hearts and minds approach to national security. And so, yes, Democrats have been flat-footed in some cases or aggressive in others in pushing back against this administration. But when you're in the minority, it's hard to affect change, especially if no one in the majority party is willing to cross party lines and stand with you. So we've seen it on everything from the gutting of these kinds of agencies, the attempts to try to eliminate these agencies, which, by the way, you need Congress to actually do. You can't just stroke of a pen wipe an agency off a map. And we've also seen it then when it comes to basic things like nominations. The idea that they're going along with Elon Musk and DOGE when that is not actually a federal agency and it's not someone who has to go before the Senate and be confirmed is just further underscoring the fact that senators and House members seem happy to farm out the central functions of their work to the federal government. And that was always going to be one of the key tests in the early days of this administration. I think we're getting our answer at this point.
Again, they are just upset. Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Secretary of State Marco Rubio defended the decision to shutter the agency, claiming that his concerns about its oversight began when he was in Congress, and noting that the agency is, quote, completely unresponsive and not functioning as intended. Yeah, they just sending money to leftist causes. I'm like I keep saying. But responding to Lemire, Vitelli said, yeah, I mean, we started the program talking about how when power is given, people don't just willfully give it back. This is exactly why Trump had to do these executive orders and create DOGE, because you see they went in to try to shut them down, and they wouldn't allow them in the system and things like that. They're fighting back because they're not the deep state is not ceding power, right? Is not trying to cede power right now. So I don't think she's referring to Congress, but we need to take what she said and apply that to the deep state. But Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa said during a Sunday night discussion with Musk on X that USAID officials threatened her after she sought information on humanitarian aid to Ukraine as part of a congressional oversight. See, these people think they are above reproach. How you threaten someone that's trying to audit and find out where this money is going, and are y'all doing exactly what y'all supposed to be doing? This is why Trump did it the way he did it, because these people, these deep statists, the administrative state, will not seat power. Ernest's office did not immediately respond to the request for comment from the Daily Caller News Foundation about the threats. Oh man, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my internet. My stuff is just acting really wonky right now, y'all. This last thing I want to go over really quick is this audio from Elon Musk on threats made by U.S. aid. So let's just hear a little bit of it really quick.
I know, Elon, you have been on USAID.
I am sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. It keeps going out, but here we go.
You have really, and so
That's the hornet's nest for sure.
this was another one of my efforts.
Yes.
And this began years ago when we were trying to figure out what they were doing with our American taxpayer dollars that were going to support humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. So I wanted to know exactly how those dollars were being spent.
Right.
And
Right.
not
A
just in
reasonable request.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I shared this with you earlier, Elon, just privately, but we got all kinds of threats from USAID because I was trying to exercise my oversight capacity in Congress. So
I mean,
they,
that's just shocking. I mean, it's
oh,
Yeah.
how I mean, honestly, it's outrageous that a taxpayer-funded organization would threaten a U.S. senator uh, who is simply trying to figure out if American taxpayer money is being spent correctly and not fraudulently.
Right.
yes.
That's exactly why it needs to go. That's exactly why it needs to go. It's crazy. It's crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.